Hello friends, welcome to the Textual Education. In this video series, we are going to learn how to create API with MySql Database. Here we are using MySql Database. You can use any database like Oracle, SQL Server, Postgres, etc. But you have to make some changes. You have to apply dependency according to your database and DB connection string according to your database. Here I am using MySql Database with API, and MySql Database is installed in my machine locally, and we are using JDBC template to work with database. Okay, now let's check the API URLs that we are going to create. To save data, we are going to create the endpoint like this: REST API /employee/save. To get all data, we are going to use REST API /employee/getAll. With the help of path variable, we can fetch a particular employee data. With query param also we can fetch a particular employee data. We can apply multiple query path variables like this, and multiple variables with query params like this. We can use put annotation. We will use put annotation to update our records in MySql Database, and delete annotation to remove our database. The endpoint will be employee/update and the employee/delete. Now the next step is with API key validation. At last we will learn how we can validate the API with the help of API key. Now the port will be 8989, context path will be REST API, and the connection string is this: spring.datasource.driver -class-name equal to com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver, and your connection URL will be jdbc:/mysql:/localhost. You can provide the IP address of your database that will install in a particular machine, or it is in local machine, then you can provide the localhost and your port name and / your database name and the username of your database, password for your database. Now you have to use a MySql connector dependency to communicate with MySql Database. This is the dependency to create a connection with MySql Database to our project. This information I'll provide in the description box. You can check it from there. Okay, so let's start the initial setup with MySql installation process and table creation process. So let's get start. Okay, let's install MySqL server. Open the browser and type XAMPP download. Click on first link, then click on download button. 64-bit XAMPP will download. After some time, after download, double click on the downloaded file and install the process by next. After installation, double click on your icon and this kind of window will come. Then start the Apache and start the MySqL tab. After that, click on admin button of MySqL. This is the dashboard of MySqL. Good. Now let's create our database first. Click on new option. You will receive a text box. Type here your database name. These are my database which I have created already. I am typing here empdb.create. Okay, in my database it is already created, so I am not creating, but the process is same. After creation, click on your database and we are going to create a employee table. We have already, so I'm going to drop this. Now create again. Click the database option and in text box type the table name like employee and number of columns that will table contain. It will take some time to load the fields. Now the name represent the column name and type, what is the type of that particular column, then what will be the length of that column. Now we are creating the ID and this is by default auto incremented. Okay, now let's move to our second column. The second column name is name and type is varchar and the length of that column is 50 characters. Now create our next column name, that is department, type is varchar and the length is 20 character. Next is salary, the type is integer. Okay, if we have to add a new column, then here type the column number which you want to add. I am going to add a column, so type here 1 and go type here the column number name, sorry, that's it. Now save. Your table is created now. So we are going to use this database empdb and the table name is employee to our database connectivity with Java. I hope you understand how to download the XAMPP server and installation process and how to start and how to create database in XAMPP server and tables. Your XAMPP server must be running with MySql and hello friends, let's set up our new API project with database connectivity. Click on file option, then select the Spring Startup project. Give your name as REST API with DB, and the rest of the properties is same, and Java version is 8 as I have 1.8 Java version in my local system. Change the group ID and description and the package. Now click on next button. Here we have to select some dependencies: Spring Boot Dev Tool, Spring Web, then MySQL connector, type here SQL and scroll down to bottom and select the MySQL driver. Now next step to select the JDBC API, as we are using JDBC API to communicate with our database. So select the JDBC API and next. Let's check the Spring Boot version. Leave it for now. If anything error occurred, we will change in next step. So next, finish. It will take some time to sync up your project as per the internet speed. Wait till your project is going to sync. Now project is synced. let's test with run a project. Right click on a project and select the option run and Spring Boot app. It is running. Okay, let's first set our initial setting for the context path as REST API and the port name to 8989. Server.port. Now save your project and run the project. Right click, run, take some time to compile your project properly and will start running soon. The error is coming to Java version mismatch. Actually, the configuration is mismatched. Let's open your pom.xml and here we have to change our Java version 17, but we have in local machine to 1.8. Set it to 1.8 and run your project again. What is this? Okay, we have to change the Spring version also 2.7.9, which is compatible with Java 1.8. Let's run a project again. Yes, our project is running perfectly. Now we have to set up the connection URLs, connection string to connect our MySqL database. This error coming due to we have applied the JDBC driver. If we are not going to give the connection string here, then this kind of error will occur. So we have to add the connection strings to our application.properties file. Okay, so let's define the properties for the MySqL database that we will use in our project. So these are the connection strings that we are using for MySqL database. Spring dot data source, Hello friends, welcome to the Textual Education. In this video series, we are going to learn how to create REST APIs with MySqL database. So here we have created all packages and the connection string in application.properties file. This is CJ, new connection class, driver class, and in pom.xml we have done an entry by name MySqL connector Java. Sorry. In this video, we will learn how to save data with the help of REST API in MySql Database. Okay, so let's get started. Create your controller. Give it name as employee controller. Annotate this by REST controller and the base URL request mapping with employees. Okay, now let first we create the model object. Model means the bean object that we will store data. And what will be the variables? The ID, name, department, salary and mobile number. This is the employee table that we are using. Currently we are removing the data. Okay, now create a model by name employee model. Create the variable public int id, private string name, private string department, private integer salary and private string mobile. Now create the getter setter method. Select all. Let's create a there is some view issue in my settings now. To let me save this file first and let's create another model class that is employee response to send response. Private string status, private string message, then private list, employee model that will return the employee model list. Setter for this as well. Done. Now let's create a service class. Service interface. Give it name to as employee service. A method by name public employee response save new employee. Here we will pass the employee model object. Now let's create a service IMPL class. Service IMPL and implement the employee service interface. First, give the annotation as service and implement the interface employee service. Import a method. This. Now we have to create a DAO class. Let's create DAO class. Give the name as employee DAO or DAO, whatever. This will connect with our database with the help of JDBC template. Let's auto add the JDBC template variable. Now sorry, let's create a method to save new employee object. Public employee response save employee data and pass the employee model object. Create the object for employee response. Return the response and apply a try catch block, and we will write our code in our try catch block. res.set status failed if any exception occurred, and we will return the error in message tag ex.toString. Done for now. Now let's move to the try block. Create a query first. Let's create a query first. String query equal to insert into employee. Here we need to give the column like name, department, salary and mobile number. Then values, and we have to set the values here. For string type we need to set like this: first single quote, then double quote, then plus sign for concatenate, model dot name, comma, same to like this, model dot department, then department, next, comma, single colon, double colon, plus model dot get salary, then comma, last single colon, double colon, plus model dot get mobile number. And the last semicolon. This is done for now. Now next step is to execute this query with the help of JDBC template object. Integer x equal to JDBC dot update, and pass your query here. Now check the x value of x. X will return by the JDBC update method to how many rows are updated. So if the x is greater than 0, that means it is updated something in database. We are assuming that it is saving the data successfully. So set the res status to success and res message to data saved successfully. Else res status to failed and res message to unable to save data. This is done. Now let's move to our employee service IMPL class. let's auto wire the DAO object here. Auto wired public emp DAO and return the object from here. DAO dot save employee. Pass your model object. Done for now. Now let's move to our controller. Auto wire the service class here. Private employee service and service. Now create a method to save employee object. Public employee response save employee, and here we will receive a request body with the help of request body annotation, and what the JSON format will be in employee model format type. Okay, now return service dot, that's it. Now annotate this method by name post mapping / save. Done. Let's save our project and check the data is saving successfully or not. All done for now. So let me check all the, yes, everything is working. How our URL will be created, that will be http localhost port 8989 / REST API / employees / save. This will be our URL, and the JSON object format must be in this: ID, name, department, salary, mobile number. ID is optional because ID is auto generated in the table that we have already set in our first video. This will call process flow, and this method will call DAO object. The responsibility of DAO class is to persist the data in database, MySqL database. I think we have done all things right. Let's run our project and check how data is saving in MySqL database or not. Currently we have only one record in table. Okay. Let's go to the postman. Type your URL here: http localhost port 8989 / REST API / employees / save. Now create a request body with the help of save. Parameter name type. Okay, let's create a JSON object. Name, comma, department, sales, comma, salary. As you know, the JSON supports the key value pair, so you have some basic knowledge about JSON format. Then mobile number, any random mobile number. Okay, the request object is created in JSON. The method is post. This is the URL. Now let's save our project first. the data will become here and pass to this method, and the process is follows. Now create the send method. Okay, let's check what is the error message. Let's check in our strict tool suite. Consider define window employee DAO. We have to actually we are auto wiring this, so we have to annotate this with @component annotation. Now run our project again. Yes, test it again. See, the response is status success message, data shift successfully. Let's check in our database. Refresh the table name. Right? Yes, the Kamal Singh sales 45,000 and the mobile number. Now let's save another object. Vikram Singh, department is IT, salary to 60,000 and changing mobile number to this. Now click on save button, send button. Yes, again let's check data again. Yes, perfect. This is working perfectly. So in this video we will learn how to create a REST APIs to save data in MySql database. I hope you learn everything successfully. If you have any doubt, please comment. I will try to resolve your issues. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Kindly hit the like button, subscribe our channel for future notification. Bye bye. See you in next videos.
Friends, welcome to the Textual Education. In this video, we will learn how to fetch data from database with the help of RESTful APIs. In this video, we will learn how to create a REST API that will fetch all data of employees or get a specific data for a specific employees. So let's get start. We will learn how to get employee by ID with path variable annotation and how to get employee by with query param annotation. So let's get start. Open your employee DAO class, create a method to fetch all the data from database. We have to create a wrapper that will give us data from database by binding in a bean. So create an employee row mapper here. Employee row mapper need to extend row mapper. Sorry, need to implement row mapper DDBC core package, and here we have to pass our bean, that is employee model. Now hit the control spacebar and overwrite a method by map row. Create an employee model object. Now we have to bind data in model object. How we will bind? Let's check. We have to set data model dot set name, and how we will get name? We will get from result set object, that is rs dot get string name. Name is a variable name of our table name, that means column name of our table. Then model dot set department rs dot get string department, then model dot set salary, rs dot get int, here we will pass the salary column name. Next, model dot set mobile number, rs dot get string, here we will pass mobile number column and return this object. All done. Now let's move to the our DAO class. Here we will create a method to get all data from database with the help of rowmapper class. So public employee response get all employees, let's create a object of employee response first. And return this rs object. Now done. Let's set the value in try catch block. Catch the exception if any exception occurred, or set in our response object, that is reset status failed, and set message equal to ex dot get message. Now create a query string query equal to your SQL query. Here select name comma department comma salary comma mobile number. From table name employee, this will select all data of employee table. Now how we will bind this data? The column name must be same that we bind in our rowmapper class, otherwise it will throw an exception, undefined column name like this. Then create an object of rowmapper class, that is employee rowmapper, employee rowmapper emp rowmapper equal to new. Now create a list object that will contains the employee model object that will return by the rowmapper class, like this. List emp model emp list equal to jdbc dot query. The first parameter will be query and the second parameter is rowmapper object, emp rowmapper. Done. Our code will execute and query execute and store all data in emp list object. Now let's check the emp list is empty or not. First let's check emp list not equal to null and emp list dot size greater than 0. That means the emp list have some data. So let's set the status accordingly, success, and res dot message data found and res dot set data to our emp list that will contain the list of employee object. Else res dot set status to fail res dot set message data not found. Now this is done. Okay, let's save this class and move to the service class. Service interface. Here we will create a method public employee response get all employees. Now let's give the implementation of this method to the employee service IMPL class. Hit the control spacebar and select a method, and here we will use DAO dot get all employees. Now everything done. Let's move to the controller. Create a method, create a annotation, get mapping, and give the name to the end URL as getup. Now create method public employee response get all employee, return service dot get all employees. Done. This will return all the employees from RESTful APIs. Okay. Employees, our URL will be employee/get. This is a get mapping required, so it will work in browser as well. So let's test it. Postman first. Select the method as get. Now change it to get all. This is going to fail. What does it mean? SQL syntax exception. I think something is missing in our query. So let's check the query again. Table because it is available with employee name. So now check it again, hit the send button. Now the response is coming in JSON format with all employees details. Here ID is 0. I think we forget to bind the ID, so let's change in our query. First ID, then comma, then we have to bind in this in row mapper class as well. So move to the row mapper, model dot id set id rs dot get int id. Now it is working fine. Let's check again. Go to the Postman and click on send button. Now it is giving the proper response with id. So all is working fine. In this video we learn how to fetch the employees data with the help of REST APIs. Hope you learned successfully. In next video we will learn how to fetch a specific employee record from the database. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Kindly hit the like button, subscribe our channel for future notification. Bye bye. See you in next videos.
Hello friends, welcome to the Textual Education. In this video we are going to learn how to get a specific record from the database with the help of REST API. In this video we will learn get employee by ID with path variable. So let's get start. Create a method in employee DAO class by name public employee response get employee by ID. Here pass the employee ID. Now create a variable for employee response res equal to new employee response. Let's return this, and here create a try catch block and catch exception here. Set the status as failed, res.set status failed and res.set message your error message. And for now go to the try block. Here we will apply our logic. Now create a query to fetch a specific record. So select ID, name, department, salary, mobile number from employee table name, where ID equal to specified ID. That means that is coming from as a parameter. Now create a row mapper object, employee row mapper. We are using same row mapper because we are getting same data but a specific employee. So we can use same row mapper class. Now row mapper, employee row mapper equal to new row mapper, then list employee model in emp list equal to jdbc.query. Here first parameter will be your query and the second parameter is your emp row mapper. Done. Now let's check the emp list. First I'm copy this code and pasting here because the logic is same for the response. If the emp list is not null and the size is greater than 0, then set the status as well. Now let's create a service method, public employee response get employee by ID. Now here pass the ID parameter. Now give the implementation to your employee service IMPL class. Open it and hit the control spacebar, select a method. Now return the value, that is dow dot get employee by ID. Here pass your ID. Done for now. Now let's move to our controller. Go to the controller and specify a annotation by name get mapping. Here we are going to use path variable annotation. First get mapping slash by ID slash bracket angular bracket. Here we have to create a key name by ID. Now let's create a method, public employee response get employee emp by ID at the rate, what is the annotation, that is at the rate path variable. Here we have to define the key that we have defined in URL. It must be same. Then integer ID. Now let's create a variable by annotation path variable and key name must be same as defined in our URL, that is ID. Now return the service dot get employee by ID. Here pass the ID. Now done. Our API is created to fetch a specific record of employee by ID as a path variable. Now let's test it here. This is a get mapping, so select the method as get. Now our URL will be http localhost 8989 rest API /employee/yd/id number. Here we give the ID as 6. Now send the request. Yes, we are fetching the specific record of employee. Now giving the ID as 60. So we are unable to find the record of ID 60. So the response will be status is failed, data not found. Now let's make some changes. to another API that will use to fetch a specific record with the help of query param URL. So let's create get mapping / by ID underscore query param. This will be our endpoint of the API. Now create a method public response employee response get emp by ID query param. Now the annotation will be path param, and here we will pass a key that is ID and the variable name integer ID. Now return the same object service.getEmployee by ID and pass your ID here. Now let's test how we can use query param parameter in URL. As we know, query param we can use as endpoint our ID, that is by ID underbar query param, then then our key name, that is ID then ID equal to our value of ID. So I am giving the 6. Now the response of ID 6 is coming. Now let's change it to ID 7. The record is coming for 7. Now giving to 70. So we don't have data for the record of 70 ID for the employee. Now make it change to again to 7. It is fetching the data for a particular employee successfully.
Thanks for watching. Kindly hit the like button, subscribe our channel for future notification. Bye bye. See you in next videos.
To the textual education. In this video, we are going to learn how to update our employee record with the help of REST APIs. In this video, you will learn how to update a specific record from our REST APIs. Okay, so let's get start. Open the employee DAO class. Now create a method by name public employee response update employee, and here we will pass the employee object, new employee object. Now let's create a employee response object first. Employee response res equal to new employee response and return this res. Now create a try catch block. And set the exception, set the status first as failed and message as a ex.get message. Now create a SQL query first to update a record in database. Update employee set salary equal to single question mark, then double question mark, then plus operator, then model dot get salary. This model object will contain the new value where id equal to model dot get id. So we are updating only the salary of a particular employee, not the entire information. You can update the entire information by adding more parameter in this query separated by comma. Now integer x equal to jdvc dot update, here pass your query. Now check if x is greater than 0. X means x, integer x represent the updated number of rows. Now x is greater than 0, then if res set the res status to success and res dot set message employee updated successfully. Now return the res dot set data. Here we have already created a method by name employee by id, so pass the model dot get id here. This will fetch the updated record and bind it to our response. What is the error? Let me check now. Let's check the method. What is going on? Okay, the response type is different. Actually, here we are binding the list of object, but it is returning the employee response entire object. So let's remove this first. Direct calling the method get employee by id. It will take care all the request and response by in their method. Else res.set status to false and res.set message to unable to update data due to any reason. If the record is updated successfully, then the get employee by id method will fetch the updated record for a specific id. Now let's create a service public employee response update employee salary. Now here we will pass the employee object model. Now let's move to the implementation class employee service impl and import your method here. Hit the control spacebar and select your method. Now return the object dow dot update employees. Here pass the model object. Now move to our controller, employee controller, create a method by name public employee response update employee salary. Here pass the request body annotation and your employee model object and return service dot update. Done. Now let's annotate this method to post mapping update. All done. Our URL will be in http:// port 8989/employees/update. Now select the method as post and your URL and select the raw option. Here we will create a JSON object same like our model class. Here we are updating only the salary, so we are passing only two parameters, that is one is id and another is salary. id is required to update a specific record. Now id is equal to 5, salary 5000. Let's check the database. id ram. Let's send the request. What is the response? 50,000. Now what was first? It was 40,000. Now let's refresh this table. Now salary is updated successfully for the employee ID 5. Now let's change the ID to 7 and change the salary amount to 45,000. Send the request first. Done. 7 is Vikram Singh. Let's check the Vikram Singh 60,000. Refresh this table. Now the salary is 45,000. So this is the process how we can update the specific record of employees with the help of our REST APIs. Thank you for watching. See you in next video.
Thanks for watching. Kindly hit the like button, subscribe our channel for future notification. Bye bye. See you in next videos.
Hello friends, welcome to the Textual Education. In this video, we are going to learn how to remove the data from the database with the help of REST APIs. So let's get started. Open your employee DAO class. Here we create a method to remove the data. Public employee response delete employee. Here we will pass the employee object that will send by our request body. Now create an object of employee response res equal to new employee response and return this res object. Now create a try catch block to catch the exception if any occurred. Here set the status to failed and in message set the exception ex.get message. Now create a query to remove the data. String query equal to delete from employee where id equal to model dot get id. Now let's execute this query. Integer x equal to jdbc dot update. Here we will pass our query. Now let's check the variable value of x. If x is greater than 0, that means it is updated some records that will return the number of affected records. So let's set the response res equal to get employee by id model dot get id. No, here we will return the remaining object after removing the our object. Okay, so res equal to get all employees, else res dot set status to failed. Get all employees object already we have created in our employee DAO class in earlier series where we fetch all data from employees. Okay, now set the status in else condition to failed and unable to remove data. Now create a service method by name public employee response delete employee. Here we will pass the employee object. We are going to remove a particular record. Okay, so the id is required in our request body. Now let's give the implementation here. Return the object DAO dot delete employee and pass the employee model. Now move to our controller class. Create a method. Okay, now let's annotate this first by annotation delete mapping. You can also use the post mapping. but the standard way is to remove the data. We have to use the delete annotation. Now method name is public employee response, delete the employee. Here the annotation request body to accept the data as JSON body employee model. Now return service dot delete employee. Okay, and for now let's save and run the project and let's test it first. What will be the URL? Employees slash the actual URL will be http localhost port 8989 slash REST API slash employees slash our method URL, that is delete. So let test on Postman. This is correct URL, just change it to as delete. Now let's check the data first. We have 3 records in our table with ID 5, 6, 7. Now let's test with Postman to remove a particular record. Okay, here 5 ID represents Ram, 6 represent Kamal Singh. Okay, let's start the XAMPP server first. Actually I shut down this, so we have to start the XAMPP server first. Let me refresh it. It will take some time to reload the dashboard of PHP admin console. Now select your database and your employees table. That is ID represent 5, 6, 7. 5 is for Ram, 6 is for Kamal Singh and 7 is for Vikram Singh. Now move to your Postman. Here suppose I want to remove the 5th ID record, just pass the ID only. Here in API we have used the whole model object, but pass only the ID because we are using the ID. Now hit the send button. What is the error? Method not allowed. Okay, here we have given the annotation as delete mapping, so we have to select the method name as delete. Now hit the send button. I think there is some SQL mistake. Let's check to our code what mistake we have done in our SQL statement. Delete from employee where ID. Oh, the equal parameter is missing. Equal operator, sorry. Now let's save and send it again. Check. The remaining data is 6 and 7 record only. Now let's check on our database. Click on employee table. Here only the 6 and 7 records are available. The 5th record is removed. Now let's test with another ID, that is 7, and click on send button. Now the response is only 1 record with ID 7. So this is the process how to remove the data from the database with the help of REST APIs. If we pass the same ID again and hit the send button, it will give the error message, status to failed, unable to remove data. We can refine that one with the help of our logic to data not found, something like this, but overall process is same. To update data we can also use the put mapping, and we have to test with put method call from the पोस्ट में।
Thanks for watching. Kindly hit the like button, subscribe our channel for future notification. Bye bye. See you in next videos.